The story in Minnesota will not end. We had a big update today, which we'd like to share with you, right, Blabs?
Yes, huge.
Huge, big news, great news.
Big injury news that people still are denying with their own two eyes. Do us a favor and do what, Blabs?
Like and subscribe, or else Tiny Bean.
Just right to the jugular there.
Just the general.
We've talked extensively over the last 2 weeks about the Looney Tunes, the loony, crazy,
Not
specific,
the good kinds.
No, the crazy white women and the cuck boyfriends or white dudes that enable the behavior, right? But before we get to Homath, a quick update. You remember the shooting happened, and there was all the perspectives, and people said, "Well, hey, that car didn't hit the ICE agent. That didn't hit him. What are you kidding? It barely nudged the guy." And then this footage came out. I don't even think we reacted to it on the show, but this is footage.
Did.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Yeah.
So it shows the officer making his way around. He's looking at this. He circles around, and they are incredibly nice to him, as they're very clearly nice to him.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking country. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car.
So at this point, we all know what happens. They're being extremely tolerant and accepting of the situation here. And then...
Get out of the car.
That's what happened, right? We all seen it. And what was the ongoing argument the entire time? He barely got touched. What are you talking about? Or at first it was he didn't get hit.
Yeah.
And then it was, well, he did get hit, but it really wasn't that bad, right? And then it's, the next thing is, well, he got hit and it was bad, but that's a good thing, right? Well, it turned out, and this is reported by CBS News, of all things. CBS News says the ICE agent who fatally shot Renee Good on January 7th suffered internal bleeding to the torso following the incident, according to 2 U.S. officials briefed on his medical condition right here. And as George pointed out over here, if only the headline explained how it happened, right? Just this idea, they just totally left that out. But so, yes, it turns out he did actually get fucking hit by
and a reminder, it doesn't even matter if he didn't get hit. He's still arguably potentially in his right to do what he did. So the fact that he got hit is just more evidence.
Right. Mm-hmm. So this is obviously sent a lot of people off into the loony bin, sent their really a lot of liberal white women have gone crazy. We saw this liberal white woman yesterday shaving her head. Remember this? She was so upset right here. And there's a new X account, which is blown up over the last little bit, simply called Homath.
Nice.
And the question is, why do women shave their heads in protest here? And I just wanted to share this with you because maybe this helps explain things just a little bit more.
Please do this one. I really need to know. He's asking why women are shaving their heads over Renee Good. That is the woman who got terminally oppressed by ICE for defending Somali scammers, otherwise known as George Floyd.
Pretty good phrase there. Terminally oppressed. There we go.
Oppressed by ICE for defending Somali scammers, otherwise known as George Floyd. Here's the answer. The drawings are crappy in the interest of not making the videos take forever. So first of all, hair is a sign of fertility. Everybody loves women with long, healthy hair, and women with short and broken and messed up hair are disgusting. That's actually a sign of poor nutrition. So let's say it's ancient times and we're living in straw huts again. If these women are not being adequately provided for, their hair might break because of starvation. Okay, number 2, the police are like dad. You call them for help, and when they don't do what you want, then they're like mean dad. So when women express themselves politically by saying, I want a pony and infinity Democrat votes, dad, the police, can either say, okay, sweetie, whatever you want, and then they say, hooray, I will continue to be a spoiled brat, and nothing changes. Or dad can say no, in which case he becomes mean dad, and then she removes the signs of her fertility. Withholding fertility is the primary weapon of the Floyd. So removing my own hair means I'm withholding my sexuality because you didn't do what I want. Kind of like most marriages. But now women are married to the state, so they do it in public instead of at home.
I like the drawings. They're funny.
That makes sense. That literally does make sense. The only problem is the state doesn't really care about getting laid all that much.
Home math, I think nailed it pretty good there. Phoenix, what were your thoughts on that?
No, I think I've seen this account before. I think he does a lot of really funny stuff. Yeah, I think that's fairly accurate. I would also just add to it too. I think even simpler. It's just I think they all saw I think it started with Sex in the City. Don't ask me how I know that show. With shaving their head in solidarity with the person going through cancer, and then you saw a lot of TikToks and Instagrams of people doing the same for their friend, and that took off. So I think this is just another social media virtue signaling thing and also trying to get followers and stuff of I'm shaving my head in solidarity with X, whatever it is. It's an evolution of that retardation, basically.
Right. Well, I think that makes a lot of sense. And we've seen a lot of people. It goes back to what Jake said yesterday on the show, vagina. Like that's pretty much what this always comes back to is vagina and sexuality. And that's why these dudes act like they do. And that's why these women act like they do. Isn't it amazing that if we stop thinking with our dicks, how much more could be done in the world? Gotta be awesome. Just saying.
Vagina, the sole authority from which all other authority is derived.
Why did I just think of like Star Trek, the intros? The way you like talked about that? USS Enterprise, where no one has gone before or whatever.
I love that. That's right. We definitely should start an intro to just some sort of show like that, some sort of AI show. That'd be great. So, all right. Aramis came in at the 5, says, my country markets itself as a #1 destination. It sells well abroad, but the sustainability is mostly surface level, driven by imports, exploited labor, tourist first zoning. It's a strategy that's been in use since the early 2000s, every country in some way. Thank you, Aramis. And he also says, mall errands gave me an excuse to go into this toy store, every Barbie imaginable, disabled, ethnicities, some just absurd, stunned. Phoenix, my offer still stands for your Barbie world. Also, Blabs, the 90s store will open, and they still have Furbies.
All hail the Furbies. They are our conquerors. Thank you.
Excellent. Awesome. All right. Also, Nathan says, the ultimate irony of people accusing Arch of being pro-colonial is Ethiopia was never colonized by the European power. I didn't know that. That's good. McLeod says, in Mao's China, they went to war with the sparrows by scarring them into exhaustion from flying. What? Due to them being counter-revol, locust ended up causing mass famine.
There was a lot of famine.
Yep.
Yeah, from the freaking crickets.
Okay. Fucking A.
So this was a part of Mao's revolutions. This was the Four Pests campaign, where they declared mosquitoes, flies, rats, and sparrows to be enemies of the state. And therefore, it was incumbent upon the people to defeat the four pests. Now, mosquitoes and flies, they couldn't wipe out because they're fucking mosquitoes and flies. And they weren't particularly successful with the rats either, because they're rats. But sparrows. So the sparrows were a pest because they were eating like the grain, right? So they threw grain on the ground, etc., and they would eat rice and stuff like that. And they figured out that sparrows are really cowardly creatures. So if people just go around like clapping loudly, it'll scare the sparrows. And if they keep doing this, eventually the sparrow will tire itself out and fall to the ground dead.
You don't want militarized people in the streets.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry. I was trying to get the next story queued. I was just trying to get the next story queued up.
Sorry. Joe Rogan was in my head.
Sorry about that.
Hearing voices.
Joe Rogan was speaking to us from the great beyond.
We're getting to Joe Rogan in a minute because it ties into everything we're talking about here. But yeah, please continue, Arch.
So they managed to actually severely reduce the population of sparrows, enormously so, because they were easier to eradicate. What they didn't realize that was sparrows weren't just eating like the grain on the ground; they were eating the insects. Yes. And so when they severely impacted the sparrow population, then the insects came around in enormous quantities and devoured entire crops.
And I can tie this into pop culture because this kind of happens in Apothecary Diaries, my favorite anime/manga.
It always comes back to anime right there. That's
I mean,
good.
it doesn't really, but I just wanted to share.
It's great. So a couple quick things here. As we talk about, remember this whole thing, bringing it back to the thing in Minneapolis and the, using cars as weapons. Like there's literally an example of this happening in San Antonio. Like this morning, it happened where an illegal tried to run over an ICE agent in San Antonio. Like this idea that these are not weapons is insane. You can see right here as they literally try to run over an ICE agent here as they're boxed in and they're trying to escape here at a Walmart or whatever. But we've seen all this and this has been interesting. This going back to this Joe Rogan thing I was going to bring up. He said over on his podcast, he said, you don't want militarized. Well, I'll just let him say it.
You don't want militarized people in the streets just roaming around, snatching people up, many of which turn out to actually be U.S. citizens that just don't have their papers on them. Are we really going to be the Gestapo? Where's your papers? Is that what we've...
He's a retard.
Okay. So what's the actual math on this? The actual math of people who were improperly detained by ICE. I saw this and I was legitimately floored when I said this was shocking to me. This is it says in the last 12 months, there have been only 170 confirmed instances in which American citizens was temporarily improperly detained by ICE. In the same time frame, there have been approximately 622,000 forced deportation. This puts ICE's improper temporary detention rate at 0.027%. In other words, ICE has a 99.973 success rate.
And can I just remind real fast, because I think we always lose sight of just how this is all so stupid. Right now, what we're doing, right, is like, okay, if someone broke into your home, right, a robber, what would you want the police to do? You'd probably want them to go to jail, right? But that's not what we're doing these people. We're actually offering them a nice plane ride home. That's literally all we're doing. You broke into my home, and I'm sending on a fucking plane home. What are we doing that's so bad here? I don't get it. I don't understand it. When you look at it that way, it's really retarded.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like, ignore the percentage. Like, increase them, 10 times them, 10%. 1 in every 10 person accosted is the wrong guy. Okay, so fucking what? So actually, well, okay. So the ICE agent comes up to you and goes like, "Sir, are you a legal U.S. citizen?" Because they're not going to tackle your ass out of nowhere. That is complete nonsense. If you simply just don't react, you don't react, you show them your driver's license, they'll just, "Oh, sorry for the inconvenience," and they leave. That's it. That is what's going to happen 99% of the time. Again, as you showed. And I forget the numbers, but like there are millions of illegals in America, tens and tens of millions. And we've seen, was it California, where restaurants were suddenly running out of employees when ICE had gotten through, meaning that we not only know that there are tens of millions, we know that they are occupying millions of American jobs as well. This is obviously negative for the nation, the economy, for employment, for social media, for social care, etc. Not to mention the damage it does to the social cohesion of the country. I'm sorry if somebody has to be mildly inconvenienced by this, but I don't give a shit.
It's amazing to see the narrative that you talk about, right? This narrative of going back to, this guy getting hit by this car. We've just previously talked about how CBS was reporting that this officer had internal bleeding. Well, guess what? ABC is also reporting this now. So this is ABC, a pretty left-wing organization at this point, promoting this. This is U.S. officials familiar with his medical condition told ABC News. But even when you see this, you see people like this, Crystal Ball, which sounds like a fucking fake name. And I feel sorry for her mom. Like, I feel sorry for her because I can't believe her mom named her that. It says the fakest fake news of all time. Like, they just refuse to believe their eyes and medical reports. I just, what do you do? What do you do in a situation like this?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I did a video on this the other day, and like, I don't know where to go. Like, okay, so we had, as you said, to begin with, he wasn't hit. And with the first footage, you can kind of go like, okay, maybe he was hit, maybe he wasn't. It's a bit unclear. Second footage comes out showing him be hit, showing him be pushed by the car. Okay, so he was clearly hit. Third footage comes out from the ICE agent himself, showing again the thump, hearing the sound. Like, okay, he's hit. Obviously. And now the fourth comes out. Yeah, no, he has internal bleeding because he was hit by a 4,000-pound truck. And still, despite 4 separate data points now, you still have people going, oh no, he was never in danger. He was never hit. Like, what the fuck do you do? Like, is there anything you can do at that point?
You mentioned the video that you did. I watched that before the show, actually. And I legitimately don't know. Like, we clearly live in 2 separate realities where you can show somebody the exact same video and one person will say they saw this, the other person will say they saw this. And how do you reconcile that? And I don't know what the answer is. You know, if we can go the Tim Pool route of like Civil War, but like, that's already fucking happened. Like, it's happening right now. It's not an official war by any means, but there's a battle happening. And it's mostly on just fucking sanity and common sense and using your eyes to see things that that people clearly don't see. I just having a hard time. Yeah.
And I want to point out too, like, the opposition is already fighting. Like, I showed off the de-arrest primer. They're already writing doctrine on how to engage with the police and distributing it. Like, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. There's more. This person over here says Adam Cochran. Adam Cochran says, bullshit. Internal bleeding from a non-pin moving armored individual would require a blunt hood of the car going 35 miles an hour. Renee was in a pilot. It averages, whatever gives the math right there. 2 feet away, it would reach 4.9 miles per hour. Even at 10 feet, it would reach 11 miles max. Solid organ bleeding. Rib fractures causes bleeding are not possible at those speeds, especially when wearing body armor. At an abdominal wall hematoma is possible, but if he disagrees, then he's more welcome to waive HIPAA and release the medical reports. But math doesn't lie. I think go ahead, Arch.
Math. Just real quick. You think you need to be hit by a car moving at 35 miles an hour to be injured? Are you? Has this man never seen a car before?
Right.
None of this it doesn't matter. From my understanding, don't quote me, I believe that it's already being discussed that he's not even going to be charged because this is, I think they see this as kind of open shut case. But again, it doesn't matter. If legally he's within his rights to do X and he did X, that's it. Whether he got hit or not it is inconsequential. So whether that is true or not does not matter.
And let's not
You're not
forget,
supposed to get hit by something and then shoot. Like that. Right. That's not how that works.
Right. And let's not forget, 6 months ago, dude was drugged for 100 yards by another car.
Yep.
So maybe the internal bleeding wasn't necessarily because of him being hit, but it was in addition to the previous injuries. Potentially. Maybe. I'm not one to justify, but I'm just saying, just maybe put all the puzzle pieces together. I don't know. But you're right.
Thing, like Phoenix is saying too, you're not supposed to get hit first. You're supposed to, okay, I am in danger. I must act now. That's how it's supposed to work. Again, that's why you don't fire warning shots, because you're not supposed to shoot somebody unless you know you need to shoot that person. And being hit by a vehicle, again, that is assault with a deadly weapon. Just how it is.
Crazy. Apparently, this is news. Apparently 60 to 70 Minneapolis police officers have applied to ICE. So that's pretty interesting. Obey your digital overlords. Watch this video right here that YouTube suggested for you.